Hey, do you ever just feel like... No? Just me? Well, this is awkward. The other day, I was thinking to myself about what my favorite games of all time would be, and I sort of surprised myself when I picked Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Super Smash Bros. Is this series that I have just always played. It's always been a part of my life. It's always something I come back to. It's always something I feel familiar with. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I'm in love with it. Super Smash Bros., I am in love with you. Please go on a date with me. Please have my hand in marriage. Please have my kids. Please fight with me while the kids pretend to be asleep. Please sign the divorce papers. Please accidentally bump into me on the street looking vibrant and healthy with your new partner who makes me kinda jealous because they're slightly more attractive and well off than me, who is looking kinda scraggly and hasn't kept up to themselves. Please later on rekindle with me, renew our friendship. My point being, Smash Bros is really special, and I thought I'd go through each game and try and articulate just why that is. Because hot damn, this series is like 21 years old, which means it can legally drink in America and is going through a midlife crisis in Australia. But before we get started, what? Super Smash Bros. Is a fighting game, sort of, that has the unique gimmick of prominently featuring characters from all of Nintendo's flagship video games. That's right, you got Mario, Link, Donkey Kong, Samus, Yoshi, and even a child in the midst pounding it out for that sweet victory. Unlike other fighting games, there's no health bar, or combo lists, or special moves, or any of that shit that makes literally every fighting game not fun. Ugh. Instead, we have to try and knock players off the screen. But how do we do that? Oh my god, you're so stupid, please try to keep up. Down the bottom of the screen, we have this magical percentage bar, and the higher your percentage is, the more amount of knockback your character has. So if you're hit with a strong attack at 10%, you're gonna fly a lot less further than someone who is hit at 99%. Rack up your enemy's percentage and knock them off screen. It's as simple as that. Well, not really. Every character has a unique moveset that is faithfully adapted from their own game, so you have to learn how each player fights. And then there's other additions such as the items. No, but for real. Let me be a filthy casual for a second. If you're playing with some mates, especially those who don't even know what a 1292 advanced programmable video system is, then putting items on is a load of fun. There's nothing like trying to maneuver the madness of battle while everyone has swinging hammers around, or flaming swords, or me and my girlfriend. What? We were an item. I don't care what she says. The best thing about Smash, though, isn't the fighting. No. It's how it genuinely feels like this gigantic celebration of absolutely everything in video games. From the characters, to the stages, to the music, it feels like this gigantic love letter to this interactive medium. Although the roster originally started out quite small, it soon evolved and grew into this enormous party that celebrated not just the games of Nintendo, but everything from the 90s classics to other fighting game legends and even indie games. Okay, Snugboy, you sexy snack of a thing. This all sounds really good and fun, but who made all this? Wow, thank you so much for the compliment. I'm just a bit off balance now. It was this guy. The creator of Smash is the legendary Masahiro Sakurai. Best known for creating Kirby, he is pretty much the main head behind this beast of a series. He started developing this game while at HAL Laboratory, and it was originally called Dragon King the Fighting Game, which I know would have turned out mediocre and sold poorly, but isn't that the coolest name of anything ever? Dragon King the Fighting Game. I just feel so empowered saying it. Go on, you try it. Give it a go. Did you seriously just talk out loud to your computer? What the fuck? Someone had the really smart idea to put Nintendo characters in to give it the upper hand in the pitching room with Nintendo. But what would Nintendo think? Would old Shiggy be okay with, or even like, the idea of Mario, Link, Kirby, and a bunch of other family-friendly Nintendo characters beating each other up? Well, something happened behind those closed doors and this game was greenlit. And pretty much since then, Sakurai spent almost every day of his life dedicated to making this the best game that it can be. I cannot state enough how much I respect this man. It seems like his every waking thought is on how he can better these games and make something we will enjoy, and he always delivers. Sakurai, thank you so much. But please, take a break, man! There have been a couple of times where he's had physical injuries from working on the game too much, and dude, I love this game and I want to see new stuff as much as the next guy, but I'll wait. Good things come to those who wait, so I'll just go and masturbate. Okay, why did I say that? But I'd like to think that whenever he does retire, he can look back on the series and feel really proud of the work he's achieved. And that work started all the way back with... don't know if I've ever said this on the channel before, but I grew up with an N64, even though it was already past its prime at that point. I got my cousin's hand-me-down console and I played the absolute crap out of it. I mean, Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64, Pilot Wings 64, GoldenEye, Donkey Kong 64, Mickey Speedway USA, come on, Mickey Speedway USA! But one game I absolutely loved to bits was, of course, Super Smash Bros. Usually when you go back and play these old games, it can be a bit jarring at how they don't hold up, but I'm always so pleasantly surprised at how solid a foundation was laid out in the inaugural Smashing of Brothers. And what more, it holds a really unique flavor and tone that is yet to be seen again. Smash 64 is grungy and intense, yet very stylized. When you get to the title screen, you hear that amazing shout and get this flaming background, and it's like they've injected adrenaline straight into your body. But then you get to the menu and it's got this grey metallic backdrop and this oddly calming track. The whole thing feels like you're in an underground illegal cage match, waiting in the locker room for your fight to start. And then you get to the character select and you hear "Free for all!" Suddenly the blood's pumping and you're ready to fight. It's amazing how quickly the game can set the stage with its music and visuals alone. But look at that! There they all are, the fighters! And at this point in the timeline, we've got pretty much the most iconic Nintendo characters. Mario, Donkey Kong, Link, Samus, Yoshi, Kirby, Fox, and Pikachu. Even today, when you say Nintendo characters, the first thing that springs to mind is probably one of these guys. Not red-haired flaming Xenoblade girl. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm not wrong. I am not wrong! I absolutely love that when you select a character, the announcer goes Mario! And of course, it lets you do this. Donkey Kong, Fox, Kirby! But what's genius is you have these 4 mystery characters. Who are they? What are they? How do I unlock them? Just this little tease makes you want to play and explore the secrets of this game. Oh, and by the way, I'll spoil it for you. It's Luigi, Captain Falcon, Jigglypuff, and Ness. I mean, the game is quite old, I feel like you probably already knew. The meat of the game is of course in the fights. What's really fun about Smash is the way in which you attack people. You have your regular attacks with the A button, where you punch or swing your sword, etc. But then you've got your special moves on the B button, whether it's shooting a fireball as Mario, or inhaling an enemy as Kirby, or of course... And they're all so fun to use. That's something I don't think people give Smash enough credit for. Every character is so fun to play and discover. How many fighting games have you played where you look at the roster and you go, I don't know, them, I guess? And then they have the exact same moveset as like 5 other guys? Like seriously, what the hell? Almost every character in Smash feels unique. Okay, that almost is an asterisk because we have a thing called clone characters. From a developer point of view, the more content the better, right? Well, what if we took one character, copied them, tweaked it slightly, and labeled it a different character? That way we can have a whole new character with 1/10 of the effort. That's where Luigi, Captain Falcon, and Jigglypuff come in. Luigi is Green Mario, so go figure. Jigglypuff was most likely modeled off of Kirby with their similar shape and ability to float, but she was changed enough to be pretty different. And most people theorize that Captain Falcon was based off one of the characters from their prototype Dragon King the fighting game. Hey, remember when you said that out loud to yourself? I didn't forget. Like I said earlier though, Smash 64 just feels so satisfying to play. Even to this day, when you hit someone in 64, it just goes and it feels so great. So great. While there aren't combos in the traditional sense, you can juggle people around and learn creative ways to use your characters. I have so many fond memories of playing this game with friends, huddled around a CRT, N64 controllers in hand, vocally engaging when things don't go our way. My main for this game was, of course, Link. I just loved Ocarina of Time so much as a kid that I'd always pick Link and go to the Hyrule Castle stage. And even in this first entry, there is so much attention to detail. I love how instead of a normal grab, Link has the hook shot, which can grab foes at a distance. I love how his up B recovery move is a spin attack, and I love that Hyrule Castle looks surprisingly similar to the version in the actual game. Another thing that Smash 64 does really well is its single player. While a bit limited, the classic mode is very addictive and fun. You pick a character and have to go through this gauntlet of predetermined fights, all sprinkled in with minigames in between, and all culminating in the end with a fight against the Master Hand. Who is he? What is he? Where is he? Why is he? Well, we don't know, but he's really cool. Another thing I love about this game is its intro, which I already talked about a little while ago, so I won't repeat myself, but it's so fun and stylish and immediately gets your adrenaline pumping for the fight to begin. The game is just solid, guys. So fun, so creative, so celebratory of all things Nintendo, and in my opinion, holds up to this day. I've had some super fond memories of playing this, and every now and then I boot it up just to remind myself of those good times. Selling around 5 million copies worldwide, this crazy experimental idea turned itself into a successful franchise. But with a new console around the corner and hype to be had, where did they go from here? Where do you go? Dude, you go to the fucking GameCube.
Oh, new baby.
It is just insane to me how in less than 2 years, Sakurai not only delivered a sequel that was truly superior, but expanded and established the series in a way that is still felt today. If Super Smash Bros. 64 was the tech demo, then this was the official release that said, yo, this is what smashing a brother is. Wait, okay, I could have worded that better. So what is so inspiring and amazing about Melee? Well, I mean, you know it's going to be good when it opens like this. I also talked about this intro in a recent video, but holy shit, you guys, it is so special. This was the generation of games where 3D models started to look a lot more like real people, and we could suddenly have high quality sounding music, and getting hit by those two aspects at once in this amazingly directed video that brilliantly pays homage to all these characters and their games while capturing their unique styles but also conveying the intensity of Smash Bros, it's just incredible. And nothing can get me more hyped than Super Smash Bros. Except I'm not entirely sure the announcer knew how to pronounce the word.
Melee.
And I know it's an overused joke at this point, but why is the announcer so excited for every character?
Mario! Dr. Mario! Ice Climbers!
And then for the big G, it's just
Ganondorf.
Why do you hate him? So what's included in the peanut-sized disc? All the characters from the old game are here and just a butt ton more. Although every character in the N64 game felt iconic, there was definitely a sense that people didn't make the cut due to either time or memory restraints. But now we've got a giant party to choose from. We've got Bowser, Peach, Ganondorf, Dr. Mario, Falco, Ice Climber, Zelda, Young Link, Mewtwo, Mr. Game & Watch, Roy, and Army from Toradora. The joke there is that they're both anime characters with blue hair. Laugh, goddammit, I'm begging you, laugh! Mostly every character here feels like they deserve a spot. And I say mostly because, like, Dr. Mario? Really? And I mean, I love Zelda as much as the next guy, but Young Link? Like, personally, I'm glad he's here, but what? And real quick, it has always irked me so much that they gave him fire arrows and a hook shot, because we all know that Ocarina of Time Young Link couldn't use those items, but Majora's Mask Link could, so why didn't you model him after Majora's Mask Link with the different Kakiri sword and the hero shield? What the fuck? But when I tell you this game is filled to the brim with content, I mean you guys don't even know. Of course, we have the normal Smash mode where you can all hang out and peacefully sort out your disagreements diplomatically, but there is an insane amount of new stages. My favorites would be Princess Peach's Castle, Fountain of Dreams, Corneria, and of course the Great Bay. And what's really cool is that they added a map called Final Destination, which apart from having just the coolest name ever, is the big boy stage with no hazards, no platforms, just you and your opponent ready to duke it out. And then in single player, we have the all brand new adventure mode. You're traveling through the Mushroom Kingdom and Hyrule, and it's always felt a bit random to me, but it's pretty fun. And of course we have the return of the classic mode, which is as great as ever, but there's just something about fighting Master Hand and now the Crazy Hand that you just didn't feel in the original. Also, Giga Bowser is here. I don't know, I just never found him as cool as everyone else did, so, sorry. One of my absolute favorite things about Smash is the trophies. Bless you for introducing these Melee. You can collect these trophies of characters that would be ultra detailed and stylized and have a bucket load of text to read. It was especially cool in Melee because we got to see trophies for a lot of low-res pixelated games come to life in these amazing 3D models for the very first time. And getting these trophies is super fun. Depending on which game you're playing, there is a variety of ways to unlock them. Whether it's scouring through the brilliant adventure mode or making your way through the challenge that is classic mode, getting these trophies is addictive. But it's so worth it as every trophy has its own personalized slab of text. You could spend hours reading all of these. In fact, I did. Please help me, my eyes are burning. Melee just feels so special and grand, and it's probably my least favorite to play.
Ha! Come on!
I know that'll upset some people, but I don't know, I just didn't grow up with this one, and it feels incredibly fast-paced and slippery, and I could just never get a sense of it like the other games. But you know what? I'm fine with that, because it spawned the Melee competitive scene.
Finally! Melee has come back!
I may suck complete ass at this game, but I absolutely love everything that has come out of the competitive scene. Well, not everything. It's so fast paced, it's intense, and I spent so many late nights at 3 AM watching compilation clips of the scene. There is nothing as exciting as watching two high-level pros at the top of their game going toe-to-toe in Final Destination or Battlefield. And because of this competitive nature of the game, Melee has this almost cult-like following which leads to amazing discoveries and content all of these years later. Of course, I'm a big fan of the classic but also the time Hungry Box broke his foot was pretty funny too. If you're interested, there is this amazing but kind of old 4-hour documentary on the history of competitive Melee, and you should definitely check it out. Melee, in conclusion, is really fucking good, but it was made in like 18 months of pure hell and crunch, and Sakurai needed a break, and he had a break for a long 7 years, and when he and Smash returned, we were blessed with... I think Scott the Woz summed Brawl up best with the title of his video. The worst one, apparently. I'm going to be very biased when talking about this game because this is the one that I grew up with. Anytime I went to a friend's house, you know we'd always be throwing in that disc, turning that Wiimote sideways and smashing buttons like we knew what we were doing. There is still something about Brawl that feels like a grand, important event. Despite having less content than future installments, Brawl feels the most filled to the brim. We have a bajillion new fighters, including, for the very first time, third-party characters. That's right, Sonic the Hedgehog and a real adult man join the fight, and it is here that the series stops being a celebration of just Nintendo, but of everything video games related. We have a gigantic amount of new stages, more trophies, more game modes, and maybe one of my favorite additions, more music. While Melee did have remixes of songs in its OST, both the quality and quantity were both shat on when Brawl came out. There are something like 250 tracks in this game, and a majority of them are these completely new and original remixes or reimaginations of tracks from your favorite games. I was definitely one of those kids who just spent ages listening track by track, especially of the recreations of some of my favorite themes. So what's been changed to the gameplay? Well, we now have what are called Final Smashes. In the baby virgin Smash Game 64 and Melee, apart from your special moves and normal attacks, there was nothing else to do. You want to finish someone off? Just hit them harder, you idiot. But in Brawl, Sakurai added a final finish move, the Final Smash. The Final Smash is this one special move for each character, and like everything else in the game, it's a beautiful celebration of their history. For example, Captain Falcon jumps in his car and runs you over, or Zelda shoots a light arrow, or Luigi goes They're not all perfect though. A lot of these moves were interactive, meaning you could run around in an altered state, such as Snake having to shoot grenades from a ladder, or Fox calling down a landmaster and getting to drive it around, or Wario putting on a pair of pajamas. But I don't know, these always just felt a little bit lame. And talking about lame, some of these Final Smashes just are. Mario's fire thing? Okay. Link's Triforce Slash? Okay. Yoshi? Okay, I'm not very up to date with the Yoshi lore, but what the fuck? Since when could you turn into a fucking what the fuck? Still, I love the idea, and I think they laid the groundwork for an amazing future. But the best thing about Brawl by far is the adventure mode. In Melee, it was this fun, albeit random journey through the worlds of these beloved Nintendo games. Compared to Brawl, that looks like child's play. Brawl takes that idea and then gives us a multi-hour narrative that crosses over with all these games and characters and gives us a bajillion highly detailed animated cutscenes to enjoy. What? Nothing was more exciting as a kid than going on YouTube and looking up the cutscenes for this game. I love seeing Link and Mario interact, or this great cutscene with Sheik, or Luigi doing anything, and then at the end when Sonic comes in and defeats God? What? Also, I love how in Twilight Princess Ganondorf is the absolute epitome and reincarnation of the malevolent forces of evil. And then here Link frustratingly babysits him and tells him where to go. That is so funny. I know it's just kind of glorified fanfiction, but this mode is still such a treat and distracts you from the fact that the Subspace Emissary is not very fun to play. Neither is the entire game, really. If Melee was too fast, then Brawl is just way too slow.
You're too slow!
It's so floaty and bloated, and sometimes you randomly trip for some reason. Huh? Apparently Sakurai really worried that Melee was too hardcore and unwelcoming to new players, and so corrected course by emphasizing how beginner friendly this game could be. But it had the opposite effect where the game kinda sucked ass. Although in a weird way, I really miss the days where the biggest discussions in the community were how Brawl ruined Smash Bros. Like, I'm so nostalgic for that time of the internet. Speaking of, the dojo. I personally never really saw this because I was an idiot child when the game came out, but Sakurai began providing updates to this website called the dojo, and this was the precursor to the daily updates on social media we get all the time now. It showed off new stages, new mechanics, and even new characters. Okay, sorry, but we have to discuss the elephant in the room, the way the game looks. Denim, denim, denim. The Wii and the GameCube were both in standard definition, but Sakurai needed the games to look different enough to stand out from one another. Additionally, with characters like Snake, Zero Suit Samus, and Captain Falcon, who were a bit more realer looking, you couldn't just baby and cartoon them down. So instead, we got this incredibly grungy and realistic look for everyone. To be honest, I kind of like it. It's so unique and such a product of its time, and there is something so oddly charming about seeing Mario don hyper-realistic denim or Kirby being in a really realistic shade of pink. In conclusion, Brawl good, but after Brawl came out there was a silence for a very long time, until one fruitful E3 in 2013 we got a sneak peek at this. At this point, Smash was a flagship franchise for Nintendo, and it was expected that any new Nintendo console would have a new Smash game. When the Wii U came out in 2012, the first question people had was, new Smash? So you can only guess people's excitement and maybe bewilderment when in 2013 Nintendo announced not only a Smash for Wii U, but a Smash for 3DS. Huh? And what's even crazier is that the 3DS version was actually way better than the Wii U version, but we'll get to that in a second. Haha, I've hooked you onto the edge of your seat, haven't I? Oh, I'm just a sly bastard, aren't I? The most exciting thing about Smash 4 was never the game, or the new characters, or the new stages, or the new modes, or the new trophies, or the new songs, or the whatever. But it was the hype train. I cannot state enough how the hype train for this game was so exciting and fun and just insanely more enjoyable than the actual game. This was the first of the Smashes that I was actively a part of the online community for. Every Nintendo Direct I would, like many others, eagerly wait for one of the presenters to say, oh, and there's one more thing, before the video faded to black and we'd see this screen. It still hypes me up to this day. In 2013, we were greeted to this amazing reveal trailer, where we of course were teased with the new game, but also the introduction of new characters with this now staple splash screen of the character and this black brushstroke with a nice quote on it, "Villager comes to town." Bro, awesome. Smash 4 being a part of the internet era meant that they could release little videos to announce new characters. I think the most exciting of these were Mega Man, Rosalina, Little Mac, and of course Shulk. I'll kill you! It was so cool to have all these highly produced animations all in different styles introducing the new fighters to the game. It made each new one feel really special. The best thing about the new fighter videos though were the reactions. Now, with YouTube running wild, you could record yourself reacting to a new trailer and get a billion views. I of course have to talk about the legendary Etika. This dude was just in another league when it came to content. He was so funny and had such a nice presence, and his reactions would always be this amazing gigantic eruption, but they never felt fake or disingenuous. This guy was the absolute best, and while I miss him heaps, every time I watch an old clip of his, it always makes me smile. So, thanks, Etika.
She's too sexy for Smash, right? Hell no!
But after the hype train had reached its destination, was the game worth it? Yeah, no, not really. The 3DS version of this game was great. I don't know if that's controversial, but there it is. For the first time ever, you could take Smash anywhere you wanted to go. I played it literally everywhere I could, because I could. They can't stop me. I'm in the McDonald's bathroom beating a level 9 CPU. Don't you dare tell me to come out and eat my birthday biscuits. I put so many hours into the 3DS version. I especially loved the new single player mode Smash Run. You had to grab all these power-ups and explore this giant map before the time ran out, and then do this challenge, and it was sick. I used to love playing as Sonic and hunting down all the running power-ups and then trying to make myself as fast as possible and crossing all fingers and toes to get the running minigame and then just finishing it in like 5 seconds flat. It was amazing. There was also something about how the game looked that I just loved. Being on a small, low-resolution screen, the characters have these black, thick outlines over them, and I don't know why, I just loved this look so much. And then a few months later, we got the release of the second half of this game, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Dude, this is easily my least favorite Smash. I don't know how or why, but everything in this game feels so lackluster. Maybe it's because the games are identical from a gameplay point of view and we'd already played so many hours of it on the 3DS, but even still, it looks so blech. It feels so blech. None of the characters feel particularly fun, which is so weird because again, it's the exact same game as the 3DS one, but I don't know, something just feels off. And then there's this fucking confusing menu. I mean, what? There is no single player adventure mode anymore. Instead, we have this Audi Mario Party, and even the music sucks. I mean, Melee was all like, bro, I feel so hyped. And then the same with Brawl. It was grand and epic, and it felt like we were about to have this really intense showdown. This one kind of just feels like the warm-up before a boxing match or something, and I don't know, it just doesn't have the same feel. It's just not so good. Boom, there it is, not Snugboy approved. And I've talked about it before, but some of the character choices in this game just felt so bizarre to me. In Brawl, with a serious art style, the Zelda characters from Twilight Princess all looked like they walked right out of that game. But in this version, oh, yuck, oh, I genuinely feel like vomiting, guys. What the fuck, And it will forever irk me that instead of using the most recent Link, like has been tradition, they fucked off Skyward Sword Link for this generic anime-looking version that is supposed to encompass all the different versions of who is this guy? I think the general consensus was that people wanted more, because what we just ate left us a bit dissatisfied. And while we kind of got that with DLC characters for the first time, I think even that wasn't enough to quench people's thirst, especially when half of the DLC characters were returning cut characters from previous games. It almost felt like we needed a slight do-over to get the game just right. And we would get that with Smash Bros. Ultimate lives up to its name. This is the ultimate Smash game. Everything about it feels perfect to me. The music, the stages, the characters, the look, the gameplay, the everything. Dude, I just love this game. This is the Smash that I always come back to. It's so easy to quickly jump into, pick a character and go for a fight. And it has the biggest roster in the series because the game had a gimmick. Everyone is here. I will never forget waking up at 3 AM in the middle of the night to watch this trailer live on a school night and just absolutely losing my shit and squealing silently while my parents slept in the next room because I was so excited. I kind of get emotional every time I rewatch it. Is that lame? To this day, I still go back and watch other people's reactions because it was just such a special moment.
You're Rudo Cannon!
But when the game came out, it delivered in a way that I just didn't feel with Smash 4. While Smash 4 kind of fizzled into existence underwhelmingly, Ultimate felt like an event. One of my favorite things they did was put your starting roster at 8, the same as the N64 original. As you play, you're rapidly unlocking new characters, which is so much more fun and exciting than the slow drag it was in previous games. Now it's like, boom, Luigi, okay, boom, Little Mac, okay, boom, Daddy. And oh my god, he is a daddy now, let's go! For the entire roster, Sakurai just decided to pick the best versions of characters. So Ganondorf is no longer the weird clay-looking knockoff of his Twilight Princess self, but is the Ocarina of Time King reborn, let's fucking go! And Zelda, she's so perfect! I love you and I will protect you from anything that happens to you. And young Link still looks like he's from Ocarina of Time. What the fuck? Why wasn't he spawned to Smash PhD? Bro, it writes itself! My main for this game is, of course, Shulk. I mean, I liked him in Smash 4, but to use his Monado arts, you'd have to press B a billion times to get the one you want, and each effect would last forever, which is more accurate to his game, but did not translate well to Smash. But now he's got the selection wheel, and you can run in and go boom, speed, give him a jab, boom, buster, rack up the damage, boom, smash, and they're done. One slight problem though. Why does he look like that?
No!
But to be honest, I actually like playing a lot of characters in this game, which is kind of unusual for me with Smash. All the characters feel really balanced. Disclaimer, I'm not a pro Smash player, this may not be true. I love playing as Young Link, King K. Rool, Ganon, Bowser, Corrin, Obama. I mean, there's so many to choose from and they all feel so fun to play. And the DLC this time around are all new characters, and I have never been so happy than when I saw Banjo and Kazooie get announced. I spent so many hours listening to their remixes and using the tours, and oh, I was so happy. And Minecraft Steve, yo! And Redhead Flaming Xenoverse, go away, what the fuck? Who invited you? Who invited you? Get out! I felt after the first DLC pack that pretty much every character I wanted was in the game. If you asked me before Ultimate who I wanted to be there was kind of a big list, but right now I kind of have to scrape the bottom of the barrel on who to choose. I mean, I got Banjo and Kazooie, I got Steve, and I respect the other choices as I think they're all super important to the industry. If I had to pick, I guess 2B. I feel like she could be really unique with her floating sword and android elements, whilst her stages and music could be really fun. But I mean, apart from that, I guess Rayman would be nice, or maybe the Master Chief, but I don't know, I'm happy. For now, I think Smash is done for me. This might be kind of controversial, but I want this to be the last Smash for a very long time. It's clear Sakurai has overworked on this game for a very long time, and back to back with Smash 4 as well, and I don't know, this one's just the most fun to me. It's got mostly everything I want content-wise, it's the easiest for me to jump in and out with friends or by myself, it's the best. It's the ultimate Smash experience. I'm happy to sit on this one for a while. Okay, look, I've probably sold you on this series, but if I haven't, you'll easily be able to find it with any of your friends who have a Switch. Ultimate has sold 23 million copies. Jesus Christ, cheese on rice, it's a lot. It is the best game to put on when you have a couple of mates around. It's so fun and easy to pick up, but difficult and rewarding to master. And that's the best feeling ever. This absolute celebration of all things gaming feels so faithful to every franchise it represents, and the whole thing is just super special, and I cannot believe this thing is even real. We used to laugh at the prospect of some fighters being added who are now just boring old timers in the franchise. It's insane. And I absolutely love this game and everything it represents in its love letter to gaming. Thank you, Smash, and thank you, Sakurai. But why can't I change the menu music without playing the shitty World of Light? Dude, what the fuck?